proprietary technology, and until July 4th, LifeSource Water will pay your sales tax. Call 800-803-2696, 800-803-2696. Visit lifesourcewater.com. LifeSource Water, taste and feel the difference.
Common sense left California a long time ago. We're bringing it back. KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. It's time for your morning wake-up call. And now, here's Jennifer Jones-Lee.
Hello and welcome to Friday Eve. Also, not that everybody around here is excited about it. However, today is Handel's last day until he goes on vacation. Oh wait, I'm sorry. A little too excited about that. And tomorrow might be Bring Your Dog to Work Day. I mean, actually, I know it is. And that may or may not mean that there may or may not be furry contraband in the building. Because technically, they're not supposed to be here, I don't think. I don't know, we have new building people. If I don't know that they're not supposed to be here and I bring them in, isn't it one of those situations where I just do it and apologize later? Anyway, there might be a dog in here tomorrow morning. I'm just saying. It might be a really big one. I'm just saying. That all of a sudden has more credibility to her. And it's all because of the Westminster dog show. I know, the whole thing is cryptic, but it'll all come out. It'll all be unveiled as Wake Up Call goes on this morning. Welcome to it. It is Thursday, June 23rd, and here's what's happening. Just such a sad, bizarre story. Woman and her two dogs were killed by lightning while walking along a path near the San Gabriel River in Pico Rivera. A swimmer was attacked by a shark at a beach in Pacific Grove, that's up near Monterey. And Hilda Bay's annual report card's been released for the second straight year. OC, kudos to you. Most beaches on the honor roll. 5:05, we'll talk with ABC's Jim Ryan. You know, I'm not surprised by this story. Incidents like the shooting at the elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, have a lot of parents very skittish about sending their kids to summer camps, right? So are families actually backing out, or are they just expressing nerves? We'll find out when we talk with Jim in just a few minutes. So let's start with this bizarre story out of Pico Rivera, where a woman and her two dogs were killed by lightning while they were walking along a path near the San Gabriel River.
We believe that the lightning hit the pavement.
Pico Rivera City Manager Steve Carmona says the force of the strike was visible.
Displaced concrete all around the area, indicative of a strike. Not too sure if it was a direct impact or if it impacted next to her.
He said yesterday there were no witnesses. The National Weather Service says from 2009 to 2018, an average of 27 people were killed by lightning each year. 10% of people hit by lightning are killed. And while the chance of getting struck by lightning in a given year is about 1 in 1.2 million, the chance of a person getting hit in their lifetime is only 1 in about 15,000. In Pico Rivera, Corbin Carson, KFI News.
I mean, your odds are so small. And then this happens, though. And then, but yesterday, I think for most of us, we watched the lightning and we're like, ooh, look at this. Isn't this great? We haven't seen this in a long time. But in the back of your mind is, you know, you've got to remember that lightning is very scary. I know I was talking with my pool guy, Pete, from Affordable Pools, and he was saying, yeah, he's like, I stopped by your house in the morning, and then we had this lightning show out in the area, and he said, no way was I going to go out there with a metal pole and do the pools. And I thought, oh yeah, I didn't even think about you being impacted. I only think about the fire danger. And then you have people that literally have to stop whatever they're doing, whatever work it is that they do, because of the lightning, and then a woman and her two dogs are killed by lightning. Then you have the swimmer who was attacked by a shark at a beach in Pacific Grove near Monterey.
Air ambulance requested for a partial amputation, lower or left leg.
Now, the dispatcher says people were in the water yesterday. They were trying to get the man. He was taken to the hospital seriously hurt. Police say Lovers Point Beach will be closed until Saturday. A man from Chino Hills charged with holding a woman against her will for months could go away for a very long time.
Prosecutors say Peter McGuire is facing life in prison.
Our office is going to use every resource that we can to make sure that we can separate this individual from society for as long as possible.
San Bernardino County DA spokeswoman Jacqueline Rodriguez says McGuire worked as a police officer for Huntington Park PD and Hawaiian Gardens PD in the 80s and 90s. McGuire is accused of torturing and raping a woman while she was under his control. She escaped his house earlier this month. Blake Trolley, KFI News.
A judge in L.A. has declared a mistrial in a wrongful death lawsuit against Marion Suge Knight. The jury deadlocked yesterday after less than 30 minutes of deliberation. The suit was filed in 2015 by Lillian Carter. Her husband Terry Carter was killed when Knight ran him over during filming of Straight Outta Compton. And School Police Chief Pete Arredondo in Uvalde, Texas, has been put on leave because of his department's response to the mass shooting at an elementary school. The school superintendent made the announcement last night.
Superintendent Dr. Hal Harrell, in a statement, says he made the decision due to what he called the lack of clarity so far in the investigation. That despite a week of hearings where Arredondo and other local and state law enforcement officials testified in front of the Texas Senate.
ABC's Michelle Franzen says officials tried to explain why it took police more than an hour to confront the shooter. The guy killed 19 kids and 2 teachers. We're going to talk about that because that story is what kind of has prompted a lot of parents to be very skittish about sending their kids to summer camp. We'll talk with Jim Ryan about that in just a second. Nick Taliokini, good morning to you. What's up on the 710?
Morning, JJL. It is a rough ride first thing this morning as folks are making their way southbound along the 710 as you make your way past Wardlow. It is a crash that has the 3 right lanes shut down. That's why you're seeing a massive slowdown as you come away from before the 405 heading southbound on the 710. In fact, not a signal alert on this one, but it is a fatality crash investigation. So looks like that will be a bit of a mess for your drive. And let's take it to almost Willow is where it's more so located. If you're heading through this area of town or anywhere else where something is slowing you down, pound 250 on your cell phone. Keyword is KFI traffic. Checking your drive on the westbound side of the 91 as you make your way through the Anaheim Hills area. Looks like you have an earlier problem being cleared from lanes. Still seeing a smidgen of slowing for you through Anaheim Hills. Up here on highways, you make your way toward the 55. Otherwise, though, overall, the 91 westbound coming out of downtown Riverside through Corona as you make your way toward Anaheim and Fullerton 5, just about 35 to 40 minutes for your drive. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Poliokini.
5:05 on your wake-up call. Jim Ryan, good morning to you. I am not surprised at all. Parents probably were thrilled to have the school year kind of wrapping up after the shooting in Uvalde, Texas, because I can just imagine what it must feel like to drop your kid off at school. You think that that's the safest place in the world that they could be, and then after something like Uvalde happens, all of a sudden in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I'm dropping my kid off, and are they just going to be a sitting duck there at the school? Now the school year ends, but now they've got to think of camp.
You're right, summer camps, but think back. When was the last time you heard about an act of violence at a summer camp, other than the one that happened here in the Dallas area 10 days ago? Before that, it really was a rare occurrence that there would be an act of violence, especially an active shooter sort of situation at a summer camp. Still, there is a national organization of summer camps. 15,000 are members of this one organization, the American Camp Association. Those 15,000 serve 26 million campers every year. 26 million kids go to camp. That's either day camps, overnight camps, or week-long, month-long camps. And all of their 15,000 employees, camp counselors and others, camp directors, are going through training now. And they will put the kids through active shooter training. So, yeah, you're right. It's something that they do in school, and tragically so, because this does occasionally happen. And now it's being extended out to camps to ensure that kids are ready for this kind of thing, potentially.
Just looking back at it, what makes me sad is kids nowadays. I know this makes me sound ancient to say this, but I used to be a camp counselor at like an environmental camp that you went to as 6th graders up in Northern California. And I remember when the kids got there, the only thing that I had to tell them about was, please don't have candy in your bunks because I have to confiscate it or I'll eat it. Or things like, please go to bed when I tell you to, or please be here at this time. I never had to tell them about, hey, by the way, here's active shooter training, and, make sure that we can get into the woods in time should somebody come onto the campus here. It's just, it saddens me so much that this is what our kids have to deal with these days.
Well, yeah, you're right. And again, it is such a rare occurrence at camps of any sort that when it happens, like it did at Duncanville here in the Dallas area last week, the only person who was hurt was the shooter himself, who was killed by police. They showed up very quickly and took it into control. So it is a rare occurrence, and yet it's something I think that creeps into the back of parents' minds as they're sending their kids off, especially now in light of what's been happening the last several months. But and I think that's it. Really, the key is the information for parents, especially, and in making sure that they have some peace of mind that yes, our camp counselors have they been trained for everything from mosquito bites to COVID to active shooter situations. They know what to do and who to contact and how to handle the kids. So I think that gives parents some peace of mind, maybe even more so than at the schools.
You know, I was talking with a friend of mine who's a mom. She's got 2 kids. They're under the age of 10. And she made the comment, and I hadn't even thought about this part of it. She was actually more focused on Pete Arredondo, the school district police chief. She was talking about, hey, okay, so my kid takes these active training, classes during the year at school. The teachers are trained, but what happens when the police officers who are supposed to protect them don't do their job in the correct way? And that's what she was more focused on, was just the situation, the bigger picture, I guess, that every piece has to work in order for this to be a successful plan. And I just wonder if some parents are going to have that in the back of their mind too. Maybe the counselors were trained or the camp was trained or whatever, but they want to make sure that the response is the same. All of a sudden you kind of got this snowball of fear, I would think, in a parent's mind.
Right, yeah, well, yeah, and I think you're right about that. Pete Arredondo, the school police chief, you assume would know what to do in this kind of situation, specifically out at Uvalde. And or that somebody would take control who did know what to do, and it seemed that that ball was dropped time after time, and the result was really a tragic one. So yeah, and I think that's right. That's why every counselor should be questioned about this. And by the way, these the camps that belong to the specific association, they want parents to ask about things like that, about their COVID protocols and about their safety and security protocols. What would you do in this situation? Parents shouldn't be afraid to ask that.
I think that's awesome because, the more confident and the more communication that there is between them, the better that a parent's going to feel dropping their kid off. I love that. Jim, thank you so much. And by the way, tomorrow is Take Your Dog to Work Day, but I think somebody that I'm talking to right now takes their dog to work every day.
You still hear her collar, huh?
I can hear her collar in the background. What is her name again? Right there.
Dolly, the boxer.
Oh, it is Dolly. Mine's Dolly.
Really?
Yes, mine's Dolly. She's my 95-pound puppy. And I'm going to break the news for people who haven't heard. The Westminster Best in Show went to a bloodhound, and mine is a bloodhound.
Really?
Bam!
With the ears and the dewlaps and all that, right?
Well, she's more of she's a cross between, she's the size of a bloodhound, but she's a bloodhound mountain cur, so she kind of looks like a treeing walker coonhound on steroids. She's a very strange looking dog. I love me my mutt.
Yeah, mountain cur was my nickname in high school.
Jim Ryan, you are fun to talk to early in the morning. Give Dolly a big hug from me.
I will.
All right, see you later.
See you, Jen.
That's ABC's Jim Ryan. There you go. So that was my news for you. I'm so excited. I was going to tell you about Trumpet. Trumpet is the winner of the Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show Best in Show. For the first time ever, a bloodhound was crowned. And I'd love to tell you, oh, I get it. My bloodhound is the smartest dog in America. And you know what? No offense, Sophia and Daisy. Dolly probably is the smartest one of the whole group. But I think I've got a group of dinglings. I gotta be perfectly honest. Not maybe the smartest dogs in America. Or maybe they're really smart and I'm just a crappy mom who doesn't train them well. That's probably more likely. But anyway. Yay! The bloodhounds are on the spectrum now. Kiva, who I follow on Instagram, if you don't follow the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department, they have a beautiful bloodhound named Kiva, who is new to the force. And Kiva also, I was very excited to meet her because I went, this is what Dolly could do. And then I walked away thinking, no, that's really not what Dolly could do. But she's a sweet dog. And she'll go with me anyway, so that's all that matters. Republicans and Congress say President Biden's proposal to suspend the federal gas tax for 3 months is a stunt.
The holiday the American people need is a holiday from Joe Biden's terrible energy policy.
Well, Wyoming Republican Senator John Barrasso says Democrats blame high prices on everything but themselves. Biden announced yesterday he wants Congress to suspend the 18.4 cents gallon tax on regular gas, 24.4 cent tax on diesel. He urges the states to suspend their gas taxes too. Gas prices in the U.S. average $4.94 today, and the average price in California is coming in at $6.36. Law enforcement officials are trying to find and arrest 9 people charged with smuggling fake pills into California from Mexico. The feds say 26 people in all have been charged in the smuggling scheme. Investigators say the group smuggled nearly 500,000 fake pills into California that were laced with various drugs, including fentanyl. A man's been shot and killed in Hollywood. Witnesses tell police 2 men got into an argument about 7 last night near the W Hollywood Hotel. The man was shot, got into a car, tried to drive away, but crashed into several parked cars. Police say this is the 3rd killing in Hollywood in just a week. And kudos going out this morning to Orange County, because for the 2nd straight year, Orange County has come up with Seal the Bay Report Card's honor roll. Kudos. Now, it's the report of the cleanest and dirtiest beaches along California's coast, and in OC, they had the most beaches on the honor roll. Most of LA County's top-rated beaches are in the Palos Verdes Peninsula area or in the Malibu area. The Santa Monica Pier is back on the beach bummer list of the dirtiest beaches for the first time since 2018. All right, when we come back, I got your biz bites for you this morning. JP Morgan Chase laying off hundreds of employees. I'll tell you why. Also, a major car maker is starting to cut its global production supply. I'll tell you which one that is. And wait till you hear what Airbnb is willing to offer you if you can just come up with a crazy property. I know, kind of bizarre, but Airbnb is doing it, and it might drum up business. So I'll explain that in just a second. Nick Paliokini's going to explain what's going on in the Cajon Pass, and apparently there's some better news.
That's definitely the case, Jen. On the southbound sign before the 138 as you make your way through the pass, it is an earlier wreck, 2 cars involved. Everything is off to the right shoulder, still a bit of an attention getter for you, so rough for the ride coming out of his barrier for the merge of the 395, and you will see unrelated slowing down as you make your way toward about Cleghorn. Does loosen up beyond that, continuing to Kenwood and beyond to the 215 as you make your way into the Devore area. Ongoing problems for you on the southbound 710 in Long Beach before Willow. It's a crash that has the 3 right lanes shut down. That's going to be a rough ride for you from before the 405. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Nick Paliokini.
If you've listened to Handle on the Law for any length of time, you'll notice that I have never recommended a lemon law lawyer. Never found one I'm comfortable with until now. So let me introduce you to the Knight Law Group. If you've bought or leased a car and gone back repeatedly for a car repair to no avail, you may have a lemon on your hands. And you have rights under the California lemon law. Every year, car manufacturers produce and sell cars that have real problems, and you're stuck with them. Well, you can actually do something about it now. Call the Knight Law Group. They can help you get rid of your lemon and get your money back. And you don't pay anything out of pocket. Call for a free consultation. Call the Knight Law Group at 844-43-LEMON, 844-43-LEMON, or visit knightlaw.com. That's Knight with a K, knightlaw.com.
Paid spokesperson. Every case is different. Results vary. Courtesy of Roger Kiernos, Knight Law Group, LLP.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Breakfast Baconator. Don't let breakfast be boring, but it could be better. Wendy's Breakfast Baconator will have you feeling sunny side up all day long. Wake up to fresh cracked eggs, savory sausage, and oven-baked bacon, of course. Order it and keep looking forward to tomorrow morning at participating U.S. Wendy's during breakfast hours only.
This is Clay Travis. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Blindstar. The Dodgers dug out of an early hole to beat the Reds. The Angels shut out the Royals behind Shohei Ohtani's career night on the mound. The Lakers are reportedly the biggest outside threat to land next guard